Nuclear forces are on high alert in Russia, and the eyes of the world are on Kyiv as the bloodshed in Ukraine continues. Good afternoon, and welcome to the Daily Aztec Live. I'm Gabriel Schneider.
And I'm Karina Bazarte. Thanks for joining us today. As Gabriel mentioned, tensions are high, and we've been keeping a close eye on Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Russia continues to move towards Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, as the Ukrainian people seek shelter and work to fight back. Russians and Ukrainian representatives met to discuss the situation, but there has been no reports of a ceasefire. Russians announced that this week they will be bombing the critical defense infrastructure. Putin and his army have destroyed hospitals, elementary schools, and grocery stores. The number of people killed and injured is unknown. The conflict in Ukraine is complicated and is changing every day. Our news editor, Caitlin Robinson, spoke to the SCSU director and how we've reached this point.
Since Russia's invasion of Ukraine on February 24th, bombs have fallen on the capital city of Kyiv, forcing families to separate and flee Ukraine. Before the invasion, Putin made a number of requests of the United Nations.
This includes somewhat of unheard of claims to roll back presence of NATO in Eastern European nations. And of course, he directly demanded that Putin, that Ukraine never be allowed a membership within NATO.
According to the State Department, the United States has been authorized to provide $350 million in defense support for Ukraine. This marks the third authorization of financial aid from the U.S. over the past year, but not all countries have provided military support.
To do with democracies like our own, essentially, his actions will then signal to the rest of the world that democracies don't necessarily step in when leaders like Putin are trying to claim territories of sovereign nations like it is taking place right now.
Both Russia and Ukraine require citizens to serve in the military for about 2 years. As the fighting continues, the human cost is still unknown.
And that's really what it's all at the end of the day about. Innocent lives who have no say in this conflict, but yet might lose their lives.
And for the Daily Aztec, I'm Caitlin Robinson.
Joseph Castro, the chancellor of the California State University, has stepped down. Castro submitted his resignation to the CSU Board of Trustees last month. The board accepted Castro's resignation effective immediately. Castro resigned after a bombshell report in USA Today revealed his mishandling of sexual assault allegations. This happened while he was president of Fresno State University. Castro apologized to students just days before he resigned. He said he followed Title IX policy and understands the pain the controversy caused students. Under Cal State policy, Castro can still work as a professor in the CSU system. Some faculty at SDSU have recently complained about having to include the Kumeyaay land acknowledgements in their syllabi. The land acknowledgement has been a requirement since 2019 and was voted to be removed with 44 votes for the revision, 38 against at yesterday's Senate meeting. This makes it optional for the professors to include the acknowledgements in their syllabus. Some faculty expressed concerns that the acknowledgement infringed upon professors' rights. One professor compared parts of the acknowledgement, "We find inspiration in the Kumeyaay spirit," to the Hail Mary and Satan. The Daily Aztec is releasing an editorial on the revision. To read more, visit thedailyaztec.com.
President Joe Biden nominated federal appeals court judge Ketanji Brown Jackson to the Supreme Court, making her the first Black woman to serve on the court if confirmed by the Senate. With this historic nomination, Biden delivered on the campaign promise to further diversify the Supreme Court. Jackson grew up in Miami before earning both of her undergraduate degree and law degree at Harvard. She previously served as a federal public defender in Washington. If confirmed, she would be replaced Justice Stephen Breyer by the end of the term this summer.
What historic news, and we will keep you updated.
We certainly will.
1 in 10 CSU students is experiencing homelessness. SDSU and Homestart Inc. are working together to help students and fix the problem. The university's Rapid Rehousing Program aims to help students experiencing housing instability and homelessness. The Economic Crisis Response Team, known as the ECRT, is allocating funds to help its Rapid Rehousing Program. Food insecurity is just one of the factors that can lead to students experiencing homelessness. As many as 12 to 59% of college students are suffering from food insecurity, according to the research done by the Social and Economic Vulnerabilities Initiative. To request assistance, no matter how small, or for any support, just visit the ECRT website.
If you think that campus is filled, now just wait until next fall semester. A record of enrollment has been set for the incoming class of fall 2022. A total of 99,027 undergraduate applications have been received by SCSU. This sets SCSU to have the highest number for the first-time applicants from California, and in the second straight year for the university to receive over 100,000 applications, according to the university. There are more applications still expected for the program, with later applications deadlines. SCSU President Adela de la Torre told SCSU News Center that she attributes the admission success to the way students and families have persevered through the pandemic. The university has already begun the process of admitting early applicants, and other prospective students are set to be notified of their admission status during March.
Black History Month has come to an end, but there are historical Black landmarks across San Diego to visit all year long. Several prominent monuments dedicated to the struggles and triumphs of African Americans are closer than you would think. Julian Hotel, located 50 miles east of campus, is one of the first Black-owned businesses in San Diego County. In San Diego's Gaslamp District, along the Martin Luther King Jr. Promenade, is home to the Breaking of the Chains monument, created by Melvin Edwards. Diversity has shaped what San Diego is today, so be sure to check out these landmarks. Tons of fans waited hours to see Amine play at Soma. Would you wait 2 hours in line to see your favorite artist perform?
Actually, Gabriel, I have, and I think I will with some artists.
Fans of all ages gathered outside hours before doors opened at Soma. They were waiting to see their favorite Portland-based rapper take the stage. Amine is famously known for his debut single, Caroline, which hit the radio in 2016. That song landed him 11th on the US Billboard Hot 100 chart. With special guest artists 454 and Caliuchis, fans jumped along to the songs and left the show drenched in sweat from dancing all night long.
The Daily Aztec's photo section is always there for the San Diego's biggest concerts. Our photo editor, Noelani Zapala, shot these incredible photos at the recent Tyler the Creator show. Tyler made a stop at the Pachanga Arena this month. Tyler brought his elaborate set and plenty of other artists like Caliuchis, Vince Staples, and more. You can find more of the photos from the latest shows on Instagram at Daily Aztec Photo.
The Daily Aztec's art and culture section went to check out Flap Your Jacks in a new series featuring local restaurants here in San Diego. Here's Christina, Ryan, and Aaron with more.
Yeah. We're here today at Flap Your Jacks.
Yes, sir. We're here at this, I guess it's like a custom-made pancake shop.
Excuse me, sir. The basic, regular, a big circle. Hello, chef.
I have a couple of this.
Look at him. Smiley face.
I think it might be Birdie now. That is not ours.
It's a heart.
Feels good.
What do you see, though?
And then I'm just Not a smiley.
Can't go after he got his ear cut off.
Welcome back to another great week of sports here at SDSU. I'm Daniela Ramirez. Women's swim and dive team are the 2022 Mountain West champions. That's their third championship in the last 4 years. The team received 55 All Mountain West honors. Valentina Lopez Avralo set a new record for SDSU, as well as placing the 8th best in the Mountain West history in the platform dive event, totaling a 294.68. Jimena Lechuga and Meredith Smith-Baker were named Diver and Freshman of the Meet at the Mountain West Champions. Men's basketball is on the right path to Las Vegas for the Mountain West tournament next week. The Aztecs won against Wyoming 73-66 Monday night. Matt Bradley met his career best with 30 points for the team. Speaking of Matt Bradley, news announced yesterday of Bradley and Adam Seiko returning for the 22-23 season. Men's basketball is strong, sticking to the 4th place spot on the charts. 14 athletes from the women's track and field team received the Mountain West honors announced Tuesday. Shakira Robertson earned honors in 2 events, the 400-meter dash and the 4x4-meter relay race, alongside Jalen Harris, Rhea Holt, and Najari McNeil, with a time of 3:37, the second fastest time in school history. The honorees range from running events to on-field events. All athletes were honored as underclassmen. The Aztecs will be competing in the NCAA Indoor Championships March 11th in Birmingham, Alabama. The Aztec baseball season is in full swing. Last month, our senior sports reporter, Jenna Meyer, spent the weekend in Scottsdale. Here she is with a recap from the MLB4 tournament.
The Aztecs had the opportunity to open their season in Scottsdale, Arizona at the MLB4 tournament. Let's take a look back at this weekend's games.
The Aztecs opened tournament play on Friday, February 18th against nationally ranked TCU. Sophomore left-handed pitcher TJ Fontaine made his collegiate pitching debut, striking out 5 batters in 4 innings while giving up just 1 earned run. It all came down to the top of the 9th for the Horned Frogs, where they scored 3 runs to secure their first win of the season, 5-3. With the help of 5 pitchers with an overall 12 strikeouts, the Aztecs were able to hold the Cougars 4-3 to secure their first win and improve their record to 1-1. The bottom of the 5th was when the Aztecs' bats came alive with 3 runs scored. Houston broke through in the 9th on a 2-run double, bringing the Cougars within 1 of the Aztecs, but redshirt freshman right-handed pitcher Jaden Berkovich locked in throughout the 8th and 9th inning with 4 strikeouts and securing his first career save. Senior left-handed pitcher Jacob Flores took the mound for the Aztecs and reached a career high of 6 strikeouts in 4.1 innings pitched. First baseman junior Brian Leonhardt and sophomore catcher Pancho Ruiz provided the Aztecs with 3 runs after a 2-run home run and a solo home run, but it was not enough to offset Cal senior Cole Elvis's 3-run home run and the additional run in the bottom of the 8th. The Golden Bears secured the final win 6-3 of their undefeated tournament weekend.
The Aztecs will now return home for the Tony Gwynn Legacy Tournament, where they will take on University of Utah and University of Hawaii. For the Daily Aztec, I'm Jenna Meyer.
Thanks, Jenna. The first Aztec football game at Snapdragon Stadium is less than 7 months away. The team just released the next season's schedule. And assistant sports editor Andrew Finley here with the latest.
San Diego State football announced their schedule for the 2022 season. Here's everything you need to know. The Aztecs are slated to play 12 games this season, 5 on the road and 7 in their brand new Snapdragon Stadium. Well, they'll kick off their season on September 3rd against Pac-12 opponent University of Arizona. Following a second home game against Idaho State, the Aztecs will travel to Utah to take on the Utes, whom they narrowly beat in Carson last season 33-31 It took triple overtime to decide that one. The Aztecs will return home from Utah when Holy Toledo, they'll take on the Rocketmen of Toledo University, to which afterwards they begin Mountain West Conference play in Boise State on the Smurf turf before heading back home to play Hawaii. The game against the Rainbow Warriors is closely followed by a crucial bye week, right before a road trip to Nevada and Fresno State to try to win back the old oil can. The road trip will quickly be followed by 2 home games against UNLV and rival San Jose State, before hitting the road one last time to New Mexico before coming back home to take on Air Force. The Mountain West Conference also announced a championship game, which will take place on December 3rd. The Mountain West title game will be played by the winner of the West Division and the winner of the Mountain Division, and home field advantage is decided by which of those 2 teams has a better record. Now, if you're going to ask me, I see the Aztecs taking that home field advantage and winning the Mountain West Conference championship. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. That's all I got for now. Back to y'all in the studio.
Thanks, Andrew. The San Diego Humane Society Walk for Animals returned last weekend for the first time since the start of the pandemic. 2,000 animal lovers from across San Diego went to Kit Carson Park in Escondido with their adorable 4-legged friends. The Walk for Animals kicked off last Saturday at 7 a.m. The scenic 2-mile walk had a pancake breakfast, live music, and plenty of fun-filled doggy activities. The annual walk is the Humane Society's largest fundraiser of the year and raised up to $130,000. All money raised goes directly towards helping the rescue animals. If you couldn't make it last weekend, the Humane Society is hosting another walk on May 7th at Liberty Station.
Well, that's all for us here in the studio today. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and catch the Daily Aztec live every Wednesday live at 12:30 on YouTube.
You can find this week's print issue out now at the kiosks across campus. And don't forget to catch Mundo Azteca Live coming up next. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.